Well, clearly a very difficult time for you. You have family and friends in Gaza. What are they telling you?
It's horror. It's horror. They say things like bombs are dropping like rain. It feels like the end of the world. Every morning they say we cannot believe we survived another night. My family are right now mostly displaced. There are more than 60,000 Palestinians who are currently displaced in makeshift UNRWA, UN shelters and relatives' homes. And it's been non-stop for 9 days now. It's been non-stop bloodshed, non-stop mass destruction. They are horrified about the level of devastation that has been inflicted yet again on Gaza, while so many houses have already been under reconstruction from the past attacks. People barely reconstructed their homes, and right now Israel is completely destroying and devastating.
And Shahad, considering the destruction, the devastation, communication, just how easy is it to get through to your family members? And of course, for you, not knowing what tomorrow might bring.
Every call with my family could be the last call. And they have called so many times from under the table with dozens of people grouped in my home in the lower floor. And they've literally wanted to hear our voice for the last minute. And it's horrendous. It's horrendous. And this keeps happening. We have to understand, I myself survived so many of these episodes of mass killings and mass destruction. And we know that even outside these large-scale military operations against the Gaza Strip, violence is just continuous.
And taking cover under a table, you say, is that the only way you can keep safe under these circumstances?
No, of course not. Of course, what can a table do to you?
So what are your family doing apart from that? Is there anything else they can do?
It's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. All they can do is pray to survive. All they can do is pray. We don't have the Iron Dome that can protect us from missiles dropping in a huge number. Just constantly. Right now, Israeli warplanes and artillery bombing and the Navy are targeting Gaza and bombing it from all directions. People have nowhere to run to. Gaza has been under siege from land, sea and air for nearly 2 decades now. And you can imagine there's no safe place. Any target, any airstrike, Israel claims to be targeting militants.
And for you, though, to see the images from here in the UK, we see the news footage, the images coming out from Gaza. How has it been for you to experience this from abroad?
It's been shocking, to be honest. It's been shocking because we see the media complicity in justifying Israeli crimes continuing again. And of course, these are multiple forms of violence that are perpetuated against the Palestinians. It's not only military violence, it's not only settler colonial violence, it's also demonization and dehumanization happening.
Well, many would dispute the fact that the media is giving an idea of what's happening on both sides, of course. But of course, there has been pressure on the international community, hasn't there? And particularly the UK's response. What do you make of it? Here you are in the UK. Should the government be doing more? And if so, what can it do?
Of course, to start, they have to stop arming Israel. They have to impose an embargo on Israel. And right now, we know that the UK government has been arming Israel for decades. In fact, this country is responsible for the foundations of apartheid that currently takes place in Palestine with 1917 Balfour Declaration that privileged settler colonials over the natives of Palestine. And what is happening now is just a continuation of what the UK has started started with the Balfour Declaration dictating its policies of discrimination and repression against the native Palestinians.
Well, obviously, it'd be very good if we had the ability to get the British government to respond to that, and no doubt we shall look into whether we can get comments on this. But just finally, we've seen this terrible devastation before in the past. Just finally, do you hold out that things will improve? Just briefly.
The people need to wake up to the current oppression. The Biden administration just approved more than $700 million of military aid to Israel. This is going into the oppression of the Palestinians. Everyone should, for now, as a priority, target the material complicity that is continuing the bloodshed and the devastation of people and their livelihoods in Palestine. And right now, there is a general hunger strike. There's a general strike going all over Palestine. And the Palestinians are being repressed, not just in Gaza, but in Hebron, in Nablus, in Ramallah, in Jerusalem, inside Israel. The Palestinians who have been treated as second-class citizens in their own country and reduced to minority as a result of the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. Okay. These are crimes against humanity.